Welcome back to Cossy Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is your match reaction. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 2 at the Stamford Bridge. Good game. Very, very good game. And it's a roller coaster of emotions. I want you to let me know in the comment box below. How do you feel about this game? Are you really disappointed? Are you ecstatic that we've picked up a point? And a point is a point, guys. And we are still unbeaten as well. That is on the positive side. But on the negative side, on the side where I thought Arsenal really were going to lose this game, I kind of feel like Arsenal need to do better, especially Mikel Arteta and his decision making. That we're gonna talk about him. We're gonna talk about David Raya. We're gonna talk about the penalty, in my opinion, which is debatable. In that, in that clear instance, I think it is really unintentional. He's flying out with his arms out wide, but I don't think William Saliba has a lot to do in that situation. I don't think it's a clear and obvious error like they've actually made it. But of course, talk to me in the comment box below there. Do you think it was a penalty? Do you think Arsenal really gave their all in this game, or we were just lucky? Because there was a bit of luck in that game. There was a bit of luck for us to come back, especially the Declan Rice goal. And the moment we get that, I think Arsenal change the game. So who was your man of the match as well? Talk to me in the comment box below. Let's go with 4 options. Let's go with Declan Rice, Gabriel Martinelli, Leandro Trossard, and Takehiro Tomiyasu. I liked Takehiro Tomiyasu in this game. When he comes on, he just makes sure that Chelsea are no longer having an avenue where they could exploit all the spaces and just kill us, and I loved that. With Declan Rice, there are no words to explain his performance. There are no words to explain this guy. He stands up, he steadies the ship, he scores a very, very, very vital goal, and I think he was being let down by Jorginho. The moment Jorginho comes off the game, comes off the pitch, Declan Rice steps up and becomes a much better player. Gabriel Martinelli, he was the only player in that game that was trying to create something on the other end, and of course, the big man himself, Leandro Trossard, scoring the equalizer and, of course, changing the game. I love Trossard when he comes off the bench. He's one of those players that will change the game. He always does. As simple as that. So talk to me in the comment box below. Who was your man of the match? Do you think it was a penalty? And are you impressed with the performance? And especially Mikel Arteta's decision making. Right, let's start off with the performance, right? Let's start off with the performance. The first half, to be particular, that is the worst halftime performance Arsenal have ever had in a while. That is the worst halftime performance we've had in a very long time. We played abysmal. The performance was clearly abysmal. I have not seen Arsenal struggle like that. I've not seen Arsenal fail to have anything in a game like that. The first half, you've got to give credit to Chelsea, and I was talking about it with my friends when I was watching the game. I think Chelsea did very well. I think Mauricio Pochettino will be very disappointed that they don't even pick up 3 points or even a clean sheet. They deserve 3 points. They deserve a clean sheet in this game. They were superb. They were clearly, absolutely superb. And what Arsenal did in the first half was disappear. We clearly disappeared. Everything we did was sloppy. Jorginho was giving away the ball all the time. Alexander Zinchenko was being bypassed by Raheem Sterling as if he was not there. And to make matters worse, we were committing every single foul that was not even needed. Right? We were picking up yellow cards. I just didn't understand what we're doing in the first half. I didn't understand why Jorginho was there in the first place. Because if it was about control, we didn't have control. We didn't have control of the game, and therefore he was rendered useless. It's the same thing I said when we played Manchester City. That yes, we won the game, but I didn't see why we played Jorginho over Thomas Partey. And Mikel has got to answer some questions. Why Partey doesn't play and Jorginho plays, and I don't think Jorginho is better than Partey. I don't think Jorginho gives us more control. I don't think he's a ball winner, and I don't think he's a better game controller as compared to Thomas Partey. So for me, I'm going to say this. That is the worst football in the first half we have seen in a very long time. We played particularly very, very poor. In the second half, again, you've got to factor into the fact that Chelsea capitulated. without any kind of pressure. I don't think Arsenal applied any kind of pressure before our first goal, which was in the 77th minute. I don't think Arsenal applied any kind of pressure. There was no pressure. There was no pressing. It was only Gabriel Martinelli who was running, and trying to create things. So you've got to ask the question: were Arsenal really on it today? I don't think we were on it. I don't think this team came to make it difficult for Chelsea, because I don't see how Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, and Conor Gallagher are bossing the midfield. They're having everything, at their own disposal, and they're doing everything at their own pace. And Arsenal are not trying to close them down. When we were in possession for a little while, Chelsea closed us down very well. They were relentless. They were good. They played like a proper Premier League side. They played like a team that has a good manager. When they were in possession, I don't think Arsenal really played like a team with a good manager. We played as if we were tired, as if we were, disoriented. I don't understand where that kind of disorientation comes from, but this team looks disoriented. This team looks very disorganized at times. FC Lens away, Chelsea away, Crystal Palace at the Selhurst Park. We look disorganized. We don't look convincing in these situations, and I'm really, really concerned because when you go to the Etihad, when you go to the Anfield, when you go to the White Hart Lane, when you go to the Amex against Brighton, if it is 2-0, it also means the game is over. It also means that you're going to concede maybe 3, maybe 4, right? So we were lucky it was Chelsea, and we were lucky that Chelsea eventually capitulated due to no reason, right? Robert Sanchez, what is he doing? He's giving away the ball freely. Look, if I'm the manager at Chelsea, I'll drop Robert Sanchez for the next 2-3 games. You deserve to be punished. The team cannot do whatever they can to win the London Derby, right? And then you give away cheap chances like that. You cannot do that. So we were lucky. It's a lucky performance, and it's one that is unsustainable. You cannot say, we got something from Chelsea, and therefore we can replicate it. However, the positive, guys, is that we didn't lose this game. That is the only positive. We didn't lose this game. We are still unbeaten, and we now have back-to-back, points against Chelsea and Manchester City. And I think, anyone out there might go, well, Arsenal didn't win this game and everything, but that puts us on level points as Manchester City, top of the table. Manchester City, we are second. And they have 21 points. We have 21 points as well. And they've got to play Manchester United next. So you never know what comes out of that. So for me, again, that is the positive. The positive is that you don't lose. And we didn't lose the game, right? So we can go on thinking and having at the back of our mind, we are still unbeaten. And therefore, we have something more than chasing Manchester City. We have something to protect. And that is the unbeaten run. However, guys, let's get to the real conversations in this game. Let's start off with a penalty. Now, I'm not going to rob Chelsea of what they deserve. Chelsea deserve to score, and Chelsea deserve to lead in this game, and they deserve the point, and they deserve 3 points as well. But what I hate is the penalty rule. I don't hate the penalty because that is the penalty rule. His arms are straight out wide, and therefore he's blocking a goal scoring opportunity. I think Cole Palmer could have scored or could have forced a very good save out of David Raya, depending on his reaction. So I don't want to say Chelsea didn't deserve the penalty. They deserved the penalty. They deserved the goal scoring opportunity. But what I hate about the handball rule is this: William Saliba is flying towards the ball. So he's closing his eyes, he's kind of half blind, and he's going to challenge for the ball, same as Cole Palmer. However, I don't think he's going to try to head the ball away from his penalty area with his hands behind, or he's got to get some momentum. He's going to need some momentum. He's going to need some velocity, and to generate that velocity, he will need to stretch his arms. That is why the rule is ridiculous. So in my opinion, is it a penalty? I think it's a penalty. According to the book, it's a penalty. But again, does he have enough time to react? I don't think he has, because it's a very, very close distance between Cole Palmer's header and the hands of William Saliba. So on any other day, that is not given. on this day, it was given, and Arsenal trailed in that game. Like, to be honest, we'll trade courtesy of the penalty, which was debatable. So away from the penalty and away from the refereeing, which I think the referee was actually very, very good today. Let's talk about Mikel Arteta. Let's talk about Mikel Arteta, decision making, team selection, and what went wrong there? What actually went wrong there? Playing Jorginho in midfield alongside Rice and Odegaard in a midfield that played Enzo Fernandez, Conor Gallagher, and Moises Caicedo, I don't see how that was intended to win us the game. I don't see how that was intended to control the ball, to control the game. I don't think that's what we're looking at. I think what Mikel was looking at is something different that didn't work out, and he didn't want to acknowledge that he was wrong. Why he didn't play Thomas Partey in that game, I can't tell you, because I do not know. I don't know why Partey doesn't play. Does he have a knock? Does he have any injury? Is he unfit? Ghana have played him, certainly, so that means he's fit, right? Is he trying to protect him? Probably. Does he not fit the system? I don't know. But for me, when you play Jorginho in a game like this, and Alexander Zinchenko, and both of them really capitulate, and the team is really carrying them. We were carrying Alexander Zinchenko and we were carrying Jorginho. You've got to take them at halftime. You've got to take them at halftime. They were appalling. They were very, very poor. And I love Zinchenko, I really do. But I think in this game, he was poor. He didn't deserve to be there. It's the same thing with Jorginho. I think Jorginho doesn't have to start in this game. He starts well and good, and he has a disaster out of time. Are you still waiting for us to go 2 goals behind and then you take him off? And when even when Arsenal go 2 goals behind, he doesn't take him off. And then when he decides to make his first substitutions, who does he bring on? He brings on Emile Smith-Rowe. Again, that is a substitution that didn't make any sense. That is a substitution that, again, in this game, under the conditions that we were under, we didn't need Emile Smith-Rowe. He's not the player that was supposed to come on. You could bring on Kai Havertz, you could bring on Reece Nelson, you could bring on Leandro Trossard quicker. I don't think you bring on Emile Smith-Rowe, and I don't think you leave Jorginho on the pitch for that long. Then he takes off Gabriel Martinelli. That was the worst call he's made in this game. I don't know why. I don't know why. But it seems Martinelli doesn't have to play any more 90 minutes if you're going to rotate, if you're going to get good time, game time for TROSSARD and all these other players. But what I don't understand actually typically is this. Your best player is Gabriel Martinelli. He's trying to find an equalizer for you. He's trying to find a goal for you. He's the only guy that is shooting. He's the only guy that is taking on these players. And somehow you take him off. You bring on you bring on Emile Smith-Rowe and Leandro Trossard. Leandro Trossard, I agree. Emile Smith-Rowe, not so much. Again, his impact in this game is 0. So for me, Mikel has got to understand 1 or 2 things. 1, the team is good. The players are good. The fans are behind him. But he will let himself down. And he is letting himself down. It's as easy as Partey, Rice, Odegaard, or Rice, Kai Havertz, Odegaard. As simple as that. I like the fact that he takes off Odegaard because Odegaard had a poor game. But when you take off Odegaard, you've got to take off Jorginho quicker. You've got to take off Zinchenko quicker. You've got to take off Saka as well, in my opinion. Even though he assists the goal, you've got to take him off. Why? Because he's struggling in this game. He's really struggled to get any kind of joy in this game. So for me, Mikel Arteta, again, one of the reasons why Arsenal left it late and one of the reasons why we don't win the game. Lastly, the goalkeeper, David Raya. I'm not going to blame Raya so much for the second goal, like many people have done, positioning and all that. I'm not going to blame him very much, okay? I'm not going to blame him very much. Because I can see, I've been in goal before, so I can see what he's trying to do. What he's trying to do there is trying to anticipate where the ball is going to fall when Mikhailo Modric crosses it. However, what Mikhailo Modric has actually done, he has given him the eyes, and he has totally fooled him and deceived him, and then he plays the ball into the back of the net. Good technique, very, very good technique from Mikhailo Modric. You don't get those a lot of the time. But David Raya almost gave away a third goal. He almost gave away a third goal. He lost concentration. I think it was against Cole Palmer. He lost concentration, right? He kept us in the game for some moments, like the one-on-one against Nicholas Jackson. Kept us in that one. I think there was also another save in the second half where he kept us in the game. But he's got to eradicate, he's got to remove those mistakes if he wants to be a good Arsenal goalkeeper. He's got to eliminate those mistakes. It's high level football, it is top level football. So guys, talk to me in the comment box below. Are you disappointed? Personally, I am disappointed. Not with the result. Going to the Stamford Bridge, picking up a point, remain unbeaten, the same points as Man City. Yeah, it doesn't hurt. What actually disappoints me is the general performance. After playing compact, comfortable, very, very nice against Man City, you cannot then provide that. You cannot give us that. That was bad. That was a bad performance. But we'll talk about these players in the player ratings. I'll see you soon.